Welcome to FSU Weather Monday edition. It's our first show of the semester. And looking over Doak Campbell Stadium right now, a beautiful sky right now, nice and clear. Not that rainfall that we saw all last week. It's currently 88 degrees and partly cloudy, so a really nice night to go out right now if you want to catch that last bit of sunshine before the sun finally sets. Our radar, you can see the rest of the state is continuing to get storms and showers. And over towards the west, you can see Tropical Storm Nicholas is making its way into Texas at this time. Tonight, 72 and partly cloudy with a slight breeze coming through. So again, another nice night. You may want to take advantage of it and go out and spend some time outside. Tomorrow, 88 degrees and scattered thunderstorms with a slight breeze continuing, so a little on the warm side, but still very nice. Stormy week ahead, tropical trouble, and storm surge discussion, all that and more on FSU Weather.
What's up, Tallahassee? Welcome back to Monday night. I want to go ahead and apologize for my voice. I kind of lost a little bit at that, frankly, embarrassing game on Saturday night. So I want to go ahead and get that out of the way. But tonight, we're looking at pretty good conditions currently, 88, partly cloudy. It looks pretty clear over Doak Campbell Stadium over that shot behind me. Maybe those clouds are going to float in and out as we go through the night. Down in the corner here, Tropical Storm Nicholas, which is approaching very quickly up into the Gulf. It's expected to make landfall in just a few hours. We have a whole segment on that later, so we'll get into that. As for our area, we're not going to see a lot of impacts, maybe some rain and clouds, although this storm is going to push some of this water vapor up into our area, which means we might see a little bit more muggy temperatures as we go throughout the week. Might feel a little yucky outside. Right now, just some showers to the west of us, really over in Pensacola area, seeing a little bit of that. But as for the Big Bend region, staying mostly clear, little bit of cloud cover. You can see just south of us, kind of curving right around here. So might see some clouds, but right now we're not expecting any rainfall until tonight. So if you have plans, it's perfect. Right now, 88 in Tallahassee. Once again, a little bit of clouds. North of us, we're seeing temperatures in the mid to high 80s as well. Sun's out all around. As you look further south in Apalachicola, though, 83 there, a little bit cooler down on the coast. Really a nice day to be out on the water. Dew points right now, 66 here in Tallahassee, 65 in Perry. Really not that bad. We saw a lot worse dew points last week. It was feeling a little bit muggier. Today, I haven't noticed it feeling that bad, but I also haven't been outside a lot, so might not be able to speak from experience. We're not seeing any wind here in Tallahassee. Really all around the region, we're seeing very calm winds coming from the north up in Thomasville, 5 miles per hour, and then down the south Apalachicola, coming up from the Gulf, maybe a little bit of sea breeze going on down there over the next 24 hours. Once again, those clouds floating in and out of our region, and even down to the southeast of us, a little bit of rain south of Perry. Really, if you're going down US 19, maybe down to Tampa, something like that, we're going to see a little bit of rain showers, but Tallahassee should be dry, so good news for us. Looking at tomorrow, 74 degrees and 9 a.m. if you sleep till then. It's going to be muggy throughout the day, cloudy, and tomorrow afternoon, thunderstorms. Once again, as we say here a few times a week, you're going to want to have your rain jacket. You're going to want to have your umbrella, whatever you like if you walk to class. It's also going to be pretty warm throughout the day. 87 for tomorrow. It's going to be around the high. We're going to be really close to 90 degrees. So as you're planning out your day tomorrow, just make sure to check on the weather. Always be weather aware in case we do have some of those thunderstorms pop up. I'm going to go and pass things on to Robert, though. He's going to give us a look around bigger picture.
Right. We are seeing this pattern, as Jesse was saying, with these thunderstorms coming in. But right now, it's just a few clouds for us, not really seeing much of in the way of that rain. We're seeing mostly 80s and 70s for us here in the southeast. Right now we have 75 at Montgomery, 89 in Orlando, and 81 in Miami. The only real place actually seeing thunderstorms right now is 78 in Tampa. So we might see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms for you guys right now. Looking at our dew points, we do have a little bit of a muggy situation developing for us here in the southeast. 70s for most of us along the Gulf Coast. We are a little bit of the exception here in Tallahassee, though, enjoying those very nice, beautiful dew points of 66, only 4 degrees lower, being a little sarcastic there. 63 degrees in Atlanta, 67 in Charleston, so overall a fairly moist environment for us as we move from west to east. Looking at our winds, we are seeing a little bit breezy conditions, particularly near Little Rock, where we have 12 miles per hour, and that also is being seen in New Orleans as well with 10 miles per hour. But overall, fairly nice and fairly calm winds for most of us here in the southeast. Looking at the satellite and radar, it really shows us rain starting to move into the region, looking particularly at Atlanta, looking at Atlanta, but I meant Alabama, excuse me, seeing these showers and thunderstorms overspreading the region, and that is going to make it into the next few hours and into tomorrow. Also seeing, of course, rainy Florida here. We are seeing a lot of showers and thunderstorms for us here along, just in south and along the I-4 corridor. We're going to see these conditions going to provide a little bit of convective development, nothing in the way of severe thunderstorms, but we are going to see some potential just general thunderstorms for us here, particularly in Miami. But the big one here with Tropical Storm Nicholas is around Houston. We're going to see a potential slight risk of severe thunderstorms, potentially with respect to maybe some tornadic development. So if you are in that area, particularly in the Galveston, Beaumont area, you are going to want to be very careful tonight as this storm makes its landfall. Have a NOAA weather radio ready, have your phone with alerts on, because these tornadoes, that can pop up with a system like this can be very quick and very unexpected, and they can happen when you can't see them. So again, a potentially dangerous situation that you are going to want to stay tuned into the weather on. That risk is going to move a little bit further to the east, include most of Acadiana and Louisiana down there as we get into tomorrow. And for most of us on day 3, it's going to be a general risk, nothing in the way of severe thunderstorms. We're going to see next 48 hours, a lot of these storms move from Tropical Storm Nicholas off towards the east, moving into an area that definitely needs no more rain, New Orleans. But tomorrow's forecast, we are going to see a little bit of these 80s and 70s for most of us across the region here. So very nice conditions, but I'm going to be passing off to Jesse for some talk about our sports.
Oh yeah, I got sports, I got everything. Shout out to Josh, let me wear my Christian McCaffrey jersey tonight. Great game yesterday, we beat the Jets, super exciting. We'll talk about football in a minute, but let's get the logistics out of the way for now. Here's our sports flex over near FSU's campus. Looking good, you can see those clouds out in the sky there. Panama City also looking beautiful. Once again, great beach day, honestly. And really, the Reds also looking beautiful out there. Really just all around been a great day to be outside. If you're looking to fly out on this Monday, sunny today, delays are unlikely. Once again, 88, not a lot of clouds in the sky. Depending on where you're going, it's going to be cloudy basically everywhere, but look at that, 67 in Los Angeles. A little bit warmer in Orlando, 89. Really, once again, temperatures sitting around 88, 87 for really a lot of the region, most of these in the southeast. So looking pretty good if you're flying to any of those areas, really. Dog walk forecast for tomorrow, going to be 72 if you're an early riser, 7 a.m. Clouds are going to build throughout the day. Once again, don't forget, it is going to rain tomorrow afternoon. You might want to take your dog out at 7, 9, or 11 a.m. because conditions are going to deteriorate as we go throughout the day. Here's your football. I don't want to be there because it's 102 degrees over in Las Vegas. Keep in mind, kickoff is at 8:20 for our time, but it's actually going to be like 5:20 over there. So it's still pretty hot, still kind of in the middle of the day. Ravens versus Raiders. I was told that the Raiders need to win because we got some fantasy football going on. We're going to need those players to win. So, you know, maybe cheer for the Raiders if you're feeling it. So we'll try for that tonight. On Wednesday, UF versus FSU volleyball game. It's going to be here at FSU if you're interested in going. Although it's inside, weather conditions look great. Little cloudy, 83 degrees. So you shouldn't need to bring a rain jacket or anything for your walk or ride over there. It's going to be really nice on your way. And obviously, football forecast this weekend. We're going to see FSU at Wake Forest. If you're planning on going, right now, we got showers in the forecast. We got 5 or 6 days to work through that. Hopefully, things will be clearer as we go on. Right now, though, if you're planning on going, you might want to pack your rain jacket. You probably can't bring an umbrella, so be prepared for that. School week planner, it's going to be rainy tomorrow and Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, chances let up, but temperatures are all staying really in the mid to high 80s. So just make sure you keep that rain jacket on you and you should be good. I'm going to pass things off to Jonathan to look at Nicholas.
Sort of seems like a theme in the show tonight is apparently water. Things are being very wet. It appears the atmosphere is a bit upset that we also lost the football game on Saturday. Taking a look at your tropics now, Nicholas is the new name on the list. It feels like every Monday I get up here and then we move a few names down the list. We are in the peak of hurricane season, that is to be expected, but right here behind me, right off the coast of Houston, we have Tropical Storm Nicholas, which is a rather eccentric storm. It has done a lot of wobbling from the left to the right this evening as it makes its slow approach to Houston. Notice this is a very healthy cloud base in this storm, and it's going to produce quite a lot of rain, but also notice that we're approaching hurricane strength by 1 a.m. overnight. There's hurricane watches up for the coast of Texas at the moment. Looking at our spaghetti models as we zoom in, you'll notice everyone is pretty much in sync going north into Texas and then an eventual turn to the northeast. However, notice that a lot of these models start to sort of do the wobble and loop back, which that means the system might come to a crawl or even stall over the areas that have unfortunately been affected by so many memorable storms in recent years, whether it be Ida, Harvey, Imelda. These storms seem to come to a crawl over this region and perpetually dump rain and rain and rain. And you'll notice we do have our wind field graphic. Notice that we do have a orange and maybe even a red eventually that pop up right into the Houston metro area. But unfortunately, the biggest threat with this storm is going to be the rain. As it pushes up into Texas, notice it is going to bring that rain band, and unfortunately the graphic moved past it, but the rain band is just going to pour up into Houston and continually feed, which has introduced a significant flash flood risk. Notice these yellow areas down on the map begin to fill into Texas and then eventually into parts of Louisiana, where we there are going to have upwards of 10, maybe even 15 inches of rain. And keep in mind that a few weeks ago, Category 4 hurricane hit this part of the country from Louisiana up into Mississippi and Alabama. And we don't need the rain there. So unfortunately, if you live in one of these areas, I would go ahead and get your emergency kit ready. Be sure to take flash flooding, any storm surge precautions that are needed. But as I said earlier, we are still in the peak of hurricane season, and they just don't stop coming off the coast of Africa right now. This is Invest 95L. Right now, notice it's very weak, only 25 miles per hour. However, this will be one to watch in the future as it makes its way across the Atlantic Ocean. We'll have a few potential areas of shear that it might have to fight with, but we'll be looking at this in the next 10 to 15 days as a potential threat to land. But for now, we're going to go ahead and talk about the storm surge that's potentially attributed with Nicholas, with Robert at the desk.
Right, Jonathan. We have a little bit of a situation here coming up with Nicholas. It actually has forecasted up to 5 feet of storm surge. And this is something that's often overlooked with storms like Nicholas, and even a tropical storm, is that it doesn't quite have the headline winds of a Category 1, 2, or 3 storm, but it's still going to have major effects for the region of Houston and around Corpus and the rest of Texas, just as a result of the fact that it is pushing that water up. So I explained that storm surge is going to be a factor with the storm, but what exactly is storm surge? So a good thing to remember is that storm surge is really just water pushed ahead by the storm. The storm, any sort of tropical system that is up to the level of a tropical storm or even a hurricane, pushes water ahead of it with its high winds, and even about 5% of storm surge comes from pressure driven as well, just because those low pressures are also helping to serve this storm surge into the region. So it is a rise of water caused by a tropical system, and it's mostly driven by this wind and maybe even some pressure. But how does it exactly affect regions, and what causes it? So the fact of the matter is, when water is being pushed into the region, when it's outside of an area like, it's on the coast, and when it's out in the Gulf of Mexico, you can't really see storm surge because there's so deep water that it's just being carried under the surface. But as it gets closer to inland regions, it actually starts to crest up, and that's when you get that very, very high storm surge, like we saw with, and the big storm here was Katrina, because at a Cat 3, it drove 27 feet of storm surge into New Orleans. That's why it actually had such a big effect as a Category 3 storm. That was record storm surge. We haven't even seen that with Category 5 storms. So it's really important to remember that storm surge can be a killer and can be a very, very big effect from tropical systems. So it's something to remember along with rainfall and wind as a sort of holistic approach to tropical system effects. But now we're going to pass things off back to the wall to talk some more about our local weather.
Thanks, Robert. You may be wondering, how exactly is that tropical storm going to be affecting us here in Tallahassee? Well, thankfully, we're not going to see too much of the effects from the storm. Pensacola may see some flooding and storm surge, but probably will just increase the rain. But for right now, some sunny skies, a nice sunset starting off for tonight. 88 degrees and mostly cloudy over Doak Campbell Stadium tonight. Working out to be a really nice evening, especially if you want to take a walk outside before it gets dark.
That worked.
Our satellite's showing that rainfall that's being thrown off of the storm. So we will see some increased rainfall from Tropical Storm Nicholas, but that rainfall is mostly focused still over to the west. Just something to keep an eye out on if you're planning on going out. Make sure you check the radar that you're not going to get rained on when you're out there. For our wind speeds, a little bit of a breeze coming through in some places, 6 in St. Mark's, 5 in Apalachicola, and no wind in some areas like Tallahassee and Quincy. As for our temperatures, 88 degrees here in Tallahassee, 83 in Apalachicola, a little bit warmer up in Bainbridge with an 88 degrees. So another warm day again, but our dew points thankfully have dropped a little bit from what we saw last week. 66 right now in Tallahassee, 72 in Apalachicola, so still humid, but a bit more comfortable than we've seen the past few weeks. Definitely getting into that fall time of year that we all enjoy. Our heat index, 90 in Tallahassee right now, so we're still feeling those warm, miserable temperatures. 87 in Thomasville and 88 in Apalachicola. So definitely still feeling those summertime temperatures, but hopefully it'll start going down even more and we'll get those enjoyable fall conditions that we all look forward to during this time of year. Over the next 24 hours, the cloud cover and scattered storms will continue. So if you're planning on going out anywhere, make sure you're checking the radar. And if it looks like a storm might be coming for you, just grab a raincoat or an umbrella to make sure you can keep yourself dry. As for the week ahead, Tuesday, 87 degrees, 71 tonight. Storms are going to continue looking into the weekend. Football weekend away this time. 40% chance of rain on Saturday, 40 on Sunday. Still seeing those highs in the 80s and lows in the 70s. Hopefully we can get some clear weather. We can enjoy our week a bit more than we had the last week where we had never-ending rain and flooding in some areas. So hopefully this weekend will be nicer. Looking at some chances for rainfall and warm temperatures, getting back into our fall. But now we're going to take a zoom out. Things in the rest of the country don't look quite the same as they do here in Florida.
No, Florida is definitely on the rainier side as usual, but a lot of the nation experiencing a lot of different weather today, actually. Current temperatures across the board, we're looking at 69 in Seattle, a little bit warmer as you get further east, 77 in Billings. If you look down south, kind of in the out west area, 91 in Albuquerque. Really, really warm over there. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. And then as you get a little bit further east, temperatures really in the mid to high 80s all across the board, even in Atlanta, Tallahassee, 88, 89 Memphis, and then up in the northeast. Temperatures in low 70s for Detroit area, and then in Boston, once again, 79. Really just cloudy all across as we're looking at this, just clouds all over the place. Current dew points across the nation, also very vast difference. There's a line right down the middle here where you see our moist air, and then you see our dry air. So over here, Salt Lake City, Denver, we're looking at dew points, even Albuquerque, lower than 50. So we have some really, really dry air out there, which isn't helping the situation they have with the wildfires. As for the eastern portion of the United States, a lot more muggy over here. Tallahassee is 66. We talked about that earlier. As you get a little bit further north in the Memphis area, we're looking at a dew point of 70, so it's even muggier up there. Down south where Nicholas is about to make landfall down near San Antonio, New Orleans, all across this bend right here. Dew points once again in the low 70s, high 60s. Satellite radar showing us Nicholas down south, some rain up in the north, and no rain over here. This is all dry air right here, just like we were talking about. High pressure sitting over here. Makes for some clear skies, but once again, not helpful to the situation out west. And there's Nicholas right there, really moist down in the south, really dry out in the west. These active alerts basically can just show you where Nicholas is going to make an impact. We have tropical storm warning down here, along with some flood watches for the majority of Louisiana, as Jonathan was talking about. It's going to be a serious situation. Pay attention to your local weather if you live in that region. Little bit of rain over the Great Lakes area, clouds all across Michigan as it continues to move to the east, and then up in North and South Dakota, traveling over into the Wisconsin and Minnesota area as well. Lots of rain. There's a little bit of a cold front here and a warm front here that's just going to push all this rain kind of up into the northeast area. Once again, out west, extremely dry, no rain. And here's that drought monitor. We love to show it out west. They're having a lot of problems out there with wildfires. We have our extreme and exceptional drought over in southern portions of California, and then over here in New Mexico and Arizona, also seeing a lot of drought as well. They really need some rain, but the rain's not there. The rain's here in South Florida, as always, raining in the Tampa region, Orlando, Miami, and Key West. You guys know the drill. Keep your umbrella and your rain jacket with you, basically at all times. Storm outlook, up north, we even have a slight risk, and then down south, we're seeing some thunderstorms, marginal risk for the area. Some of that is from Nicholas going into tomorrow. That risk kind of just shifts a little bit to the east, and then day 3, here's a little bit of a slight risk for the northeast, and then all across the south, chance for some thunderstorms, really nothing to be worried about. As for tonight, temperatures are going to be in the 70s, 60s for a lot of the southeast, and out west, temperatures in the 50s. I'm a little jealous. I'm kind of looking forward to some cooler weather coming up. Tomorrow, highs are going to be in the 80s and 70s for a lot of the west as well. And then down south, well, we're about to talk a little bit more about Florida. Melissa, you can go ahead and start us off on that.
So we're going to zoom in and see what's going on in the rest of our beautiful Sunshine State. Though quite a bit of the state isn't actually sunny right now. It's 88 degrees in Tallahassee right now, 78 in Tampa, a little bit warmer down south in Key West, 84 degrees. Another warm day across the entire state. Tampa a little bit cooler than the rest, probably from those sea breezes that are coming in. But you see that sunshine is not out in parts of southern Florida. That rainfall is making its way through the state. It doesn't look like it'll be letting up anytime soon. Definitely something you want to look out for if you're down south. Probably not the best night to be going out. But up to the north more, definitely better conditions. We're going to zoom in on those storms. You see the heavy rain is moving through Fort Myers right now. Make sure you grab an umbrella, or if it gets really bad, make sure you're not going outside. Stay safe. Don't go through any floodwaters. Just protect you and your family from these storms that could be coming through. For Florida's forecast, Miami in the 80s for the next 3 days, 87 tomorrow, 88 Wednesday, and 88 Thursday. So we're looking at rainy conditions continuing that we just saw on that radar. Not the best night to be going out, unfortunately. Tampa, not a whole lot better. 89 on Tuesday, 88 on Wednesday, and 87 on Thursday, with those rain chances still remaining pretty high with 58 on Tuesday, 46 on Wednesday, and 58 on Thursday as well. Orlando, same thing, 89 degrees, 90 degrees, and continuing rainfall and showers to look out for over the next 3 days. As we take a look at it, Central Florida, that rain is continuing through and moving through Tampa. Some more showers are forming out in the Atlantic and moving through into Palm Bay. So over the next 24 hours, definitely need to look out for those scattered storms that may be coming over to you. But if you're in North Florida, you're looking at some pretty clear skies for the next 24 hours. Might actually get a chance to go out and enjoy the day. Thankfully, those showers have stayed to the south of Florida, and it'll actually shape up to be a pretty good evening. Meanwhile, over in Jacksonville, 90 tomorrow, 87 on Wednesday, and those rain chances will start to come back. 86 on Thursday, and our rain chances once again increasing farther. In Pensacola, 85 on Tuesday, 81 on Wednesday, and 83 on Thursday, with rainfall increasing over the next 3 days due to that tropical storm that is impacting Texas. Next 24 hours for the Panhandle, you see those storms continuing to come in. Make sure you're just keeping a lookout for that and staying away and keeping yourselves dry. For tonight's forecast, 70 degrees, getting a little cooler at night, starting to hint at those cooler autumn temperatures, 76 in Tampa, 77 in Miami. And for tomorrow, 88 degrees in Tallahassee, 89 in Tampa, and a bit warmer down, 90 in Fort Myers. Now we're going to take a closer look back in Tallahassee for you to know what to expect on your walk to class tomorrow.
Right. Again, a very nice day for us here in Tallahassee. And we're seeing this on the satellite radar, only a few showers and thunderstorms overspreading the Apalachicola National Forest here. Maybe just a small shower or two here in the city, but overall a fairly nice and quiet day for us here. Maybe a few clouds coming into us. But overall, not a bad day here in the region, and we're going to really experience these nice conditions for a little while longer before we see some more rain overspreading the region. Most of our wind speeds are fairly calm here. We are seeing a little bit of breezy conditions here around St. Mark's, 6 miles per hour, 5 in Apalachicola. But here in the metro, actually, we do only have 0 miles per hour as our reading. So overall, a fairly nice day for us here. Very little rain, not super muggy, it's in the 60s, and our wind speeds are fairly nice. And our temperatures are not in the 90s, so in September, that's always a plus. Seeing 88 here in Tallahassee, 83 in Apalachicola, 86 here in Thomasville, and 89 in Perry. So overall, a very nice day for us here. And as I said earlier, these dew points are fairly nice. 72 in Quincy, 66 in Thomasville. So overall, seeing very nice conditions here in the region, not in those 80s that we are used to seeing them here in Tallahassee. Also, we see our heat index here is fairly nice because these the dew points are not exactly super high. Now, I'm saying fairly nice in a relative term. 90 is still pretty hot in my opinion, but these heat indices are not as high as they could be for us in September. Also, we are looking at a very nice condition for us coming up into Tallahassee, or sorry, excuse me, Thomasville and Valdosta, 88 here in the region. But overall, again, very nice conditions here for us in the region. But we are seeing, for our next 24 hours, going to be some of that rain coming into us here on Apalachicola, mostly missing the metro. You're going to see some of those conditions starting going into the region. Looking at our day planner forecast, muggy and cloudy going into tomorrow, and thunderstorms for 87. So we are going to see a little bit of a pattern shift here going into that rainy condition. What do you guys think after that?
Well, we've been getting rain on and off for what feels like the entire 3.5 years I've been here in Tallahassee. So, as I always say, I just keep my umbrella in my backpack at all times.
Definitely. I always have one on me. They call it the Sunshine State, but it's cloudy and raining more than it's sunny.
I definitely agree with that. But tomorrow I'm looking forward to the morning being kind of cool. It's going to heat up in the afternoon. I don't have a class until like 1:20. So I'm definitely going to get caught in the rain. I'm just prepared for it. I'll probably wear my rain boots. You know how it is.
Definitely. But at least we're starting to get a look at those nicer fall temperatures that everyone enjoys during this time of year. Dew points are starting to drop down, and so are those nighttime temperatures.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a great week. At least on the forecast, it said we're not going to have temperatures anywhere higher than 90 this week. High 80s, like I always say, can't complain. It is September, so I can't complain about these lower temperatures, if you can say that, about
even
87 degrees.
Even the heat index has dropped down, being over 100 this summer and then dropping down to the 90s now. I'd say that's an improvement.
Yeah, I feel like people who aren't from Florida might not agree with us, but
Definitely.
I can definitely say the same.
Make
But you
sure-
guys,
Make
go
sure to
ahead.
follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather, like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And hopefully you're watching us right now live on YouTube. Go and check out all of our other videos. Actually, while you're at it, just binge us.
And send us your photos on Instagram at FSU Weather. We'd love to have them on the show. Be a great thing to see. If you get a picture of a rainbow, a sunset, just send them in and you can see them on the show.
Oh yeah, we always love posting weather videos. Stay posted to our Instagram. We're going to be updating you guys throughout the week. But I'm student meteorologist Jessica Kirk.
I'm student meteorologist Melissa Geiger, and have a great night.